Hi guys, we're currently in the middle of this vlog right now, but I was just deleting my old videos to make space for this vlog and deleted the introduction for this video. So this is, you'll see me in this outfit later on, but I'm going to reintroduce the video. So hello, welcome to the vlog. This is my London Marathon weekend vlog. I think I said something this morning about being really nervous, being really excited. We picked Austin up at like 8 in the morning. I'm so annoyed. I did such a long introduction and I've just accidentally deleted it because I was just flicking through delete. I've already bitten it because I couldn't wait, but jam bagel.
We're off to London.
Just picked up some snacks. I got Austin in the back. And Lois. Just like last year, except for me this time. Are you jealous?
Yeah.
That is not good. You excited, Ost?
Very.
Ah! 19311. As you can see, we've trashed the place already, but this is the apartment, and we've finally met the father. Hello, father.
I like.
Got a view of the Shard there. This is our little balcony.
It's nice, isn't it? I like the accent.
Look at this. This is really slay. I suppose this is our room then, which is Callum's put his stuff in. Look at that. Here's the layout for tomorrow, guys. We're wearing 2 belts because I don't like vests, and wearing the old trainers because the new trainers just don't suit my feet.
Plot twist.
Dad!
Plot twist, he's wearing it.
Ready for pasta. We're going to go to Bancone. I've wanted to go here for so long, and they had a table for 5:15. And I booked it for 5:15 because there was only one table. God, let me shut that door because the men are chatting about football. Don't hear it in my vlog. So there was a table at 5:15, which is perfect because I wanted to eat early enough. So if it'll set my tummy, we've got time. We've got time this evening. And it means if I'm hungry later, I can eat a bit more, which means carbs equals speed. But I'm gonna get 2 pasta dishes because there's 2 on the menu that I really want. So yeah. Come to Bancone with us. We're obviously going to go to a pub before, where I'm going to get water and Diet Coke. 2 drinks, double parked. But yeah, I'm so excited. I'm nervous, so excited. Picked all my stuff up. Excel Centre was fun. It was just a bit overwhelming, like it was busy, hot, but it was fun. Yeah. Who's just surprised me? It's Chloe. Did not have a clue. And then she's been plotting with Callum all day, all week, and she just come up behind me then. There we are.
Just more players
Didn't vlog it. We had 3 passes and I didn't vlog.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're paid now, but this place is lovely. Sat right in the back though. Can't believe I didn't vlog. I'm so annoyed. I think I'm going to be running. Oh, hello Mike. Good eye Mike. I'm literally going to be running across that tomorrow.
London skyline.
That is what I'm going to be running across.
To the other side.
Yeah, but I mean. Good morning, the sun is shining and London is ready. Callum had a bit of a rough night last night. Just about to put my race gear on. Guys, have you put you on here? Don't know if that's going to work. That's not going to work. This is the fit. I suppose someone will get a video of me running. But we've gone for the Brooks, obviously, because trusty as always. And it's sunny. I'm just nervous. Oh, hello.
Hello. How you feeling, superstar? Kitted out?
Feeling like Mo Farah.
You're going to win it, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave.
I'm under strict instruction to take over today with the camera duties. So this is, I was going to go, it's 10 o'clock, Lucy starts in 45 minutes. And, well, no, 50 minutes. And we just spoke to her, she said her signal's rubbish, but she's excited. And yeah, can't wait to see her. Hi. Literally just walk into the bottom of Tower Bridge where we see Lucy at mile 13. Mum and Dad are there and all our friends and that, so that'll be good on the way.
thought Starbucks go. This is actually hard. Look at that. Unbelievable. Lucy be jealous. Got an iced latte as normal, and Lucy's got her dad's got a normal latte. Taking them back to everyone else, and then chilling, waiting. Pocket lint on top of that camera.
Are you in charge of the floor? Vlog? Vlog.
I'm vlogging. Here with Lucy Mellor, marathon finisher, show us your medal.
Oh, that.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, pretty good actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, might do it again.
Honestly, talk us through it. What was it like?
My favourite part was Cutty Sark
Yeah?
and Tower Bridge, obviously, but because I didn't expect Cutty Sark, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah? Were the fans good today?
Yeah, the fans were brilliant actually. I missed them a couple of times with Spill in, but it's fine. At one point, really needed a hug and I missed them.
Any aches and pains?
Just mainly legs, my whole leg. Yeah, all my legs hurt. Just waiting for Austin now.
And you're now part of the 1% Club, Lucy Mellor.
3, baby.
1%?
1%.
It's my first full day of being in the 1%. My legs. Most life my legs are fine. My quads are a bit sore, but my ankles, oh my god, my ankles really hurt. I've not even washed my hair and it looks fine. How weird is that? Anyway, we're having a day in London today, like we're going home at like 4 o'clock or something. I'm gonna try and walk round. But when I get home or something, when I'll have like a big fat chat about the marathon and how it was and what I most enjoyed, what I hated. But I feel so amazing today. I feel like yesterday was amazing, like the most perfect day of my life so far, probably. One of, at least. But yeah, we'll have a full lowdown when I get home, but we'll have a little walk around London today first. And first things first, Blank Street coffee. Need that in my life. Hi everyone. So it's been a week. Yeah, it's been a week since the marathon and I didn't finish this vlog. And it was only when I went to edit it today that I was like, oh, I've not actually finished that vlog. So let's talk about the London Marathon. So I just wanted to do some like what I expected, what I didn't expect, my favourite parts, the worst parts, the whole journey really. So we'll go from start to finish. So I was red start, which meant that I started at Greenwich, and Austin put in the same like estimated time, like estimated finish time as me. So we ended up getting the same wave, like everything the exact same, which was amazing because obviously we could travel there together and we only stayed like 5 minutes down the road from each other in London. So we travelled obviously on the overground, I went over to Greenwich, and the walk to the start line, it's like a marathon in itself. Like, it's long, but it's actually quite nice because like you get your legs a bit warmed up and like everyone's like happy, everyone's like excited and stuff. Obviously you have, your nerves are like high, but because there's a big crowd of people, it's so good. And then so we were 10:45, so we were wave 7, so they had different pens for like each wave. So we sat down on the grass and all I could think was, I'm so glad I have Austin with me, because if I was on my own I'd have been feeling like mega nervous. Like I saw people sat down on their own, like not chatting and stuff, and I sort of felt a bit sorry for them. I don't know, they probably were happy, but you know when you like look at like an old man and you're like, oh, he's on his own, like that kind of vibe. Like I was thinking that of all these people, but they were probably just happy anyway. But I feel like if I was sat on my own, I was hoping that someone would talk to me. And we ended up talking to one person, which was really nice. But I'm just so glad that me and Austin were there, because we were joking, we were laughing, we were chatting about like our weekend so far and everything. So that made it go a bit quicker. And then obviously we went to we got called up to our start, like we got our wave shouted. Our wave was called, sorry, God, grammar. And then, yeah, and the only thing is I expected the start to be like a big thing and I didn't feel like it was. I don't know, like there was, oh, there's a pigeon in that tree. There was, like someone on the mic, like hyping everyone up, and then obviously she'd pick random names out of the crowd and stuff. And that was good, but I don't know, it was just start line. Like, you know, and obviously there's not many people around because you can't get to that bit without a bib. But then like you started running around Greenwich and then you started seeing people. The first like 6 miles is through residential areas and I really loved that. I didn't expect it. Like I've done a few races before and obviously you run around residential areas, which is nice. But because it's London, like it's unseen territory. And we ran through Greenwich and it's just like families sat outside the house playing music or like they've got instruments like handing sweets out already and stuff. It was just so nice and it was like such a community like vibe. And then so obviously at mile 6 is Cutty Sark, which ended up being my absolute highlight of the marathon, like apart from finishing obviously, but the loudness and the crowds, it was just so unexpected at that point. And I didn't really like think about Cutty Sark because obviously Tower Bridge is like your main landmark. But oh my God, the crowds are incredible. So you like come out of the like residential area and you start coming around a corner and you can just hear like the loudest like roar ever. And it's just people upon people like screaming, shouting, cheering your name. And because it was so unexpected, I was just I was smiling from ear to ear at that whole point. Like, and obviously 6 miles in, so like it's 10k, you're happy, you're not hurting yet, you're just like, it's a leisurely like run at this point and people just screaming your name for doing a 10k. Like it was just so unexpected and it was just like my favourite landmark of the whole marathon. Like because obviously everyone says Tower Bridge is unreal, which it is, but I expected that, so I didn't expect Cutty Sark. And as I was saying, just incredible really. And then you start like running towards Tower Bridge. Tower Bridge is like mile 12, and that bit between Cutty Sark and Tower Bridge I can't really like remember. Like I think it's more residential areas. I genuinely can't remember. I remember thinking a little bit, it reminded me of the Cardiff half. There was a bit that we ran round and I was like, this reminds me of Cardiff. But then we got to Tower Bridge and obviously the crowds there are unbelievable as well. But I expected that, so it didn't seem as loud and as proud as Cutty Sark, but it probably most likely was. It probably was louder, but because I expected it. But obviously when I saw Tower Bridge, I knew that Callum and the family would be on the other side, so that was a really nice feeling, knowing that as soon as I cross that bridge I'll see everyone. And I was obviously still feeling pretty good at this point, like still feeling like I had even an extra like 2 half marathons in me. Like you feel, because obviously the adrenaline's pumping and like you're not tired yet, but obviously usually when you do a half you start to feel tired by that point because you know you're finishing, but because you're only halfway, I don't know, it's just so weird how it works, weird how the mind works. But as I got to Tower Bridge, I started like tearing up a little bit. Like I didn't cry, I teared up, and I recorded like running up to it and a bit of me running on there, and that was incredible. Like just, and I obviously like looking to your left and right and looking along the Thames was just so nice. But I think because I couldn't really appreciate it enough because all I was thinking about was seeing everyone. And yeah, so then they were waiting just after mile 13, but I didn't stop. Like I didn't stop to see anyone. Like I saw them all and I knew they were there, but I had like a little niggle in my calf and I was like, if I stop, like I don't know if it'll make it worse. So I just like waved and like blew kisses and stuff, and it made me feel amazing. Like it made me so happy to see them, and it's a little boost sort of thing. But I felt, as soon as I like ran past, I was like, why didn't I stop? But I felt so guilty. But then I text Callum to be like, my calf is a bit sore, like I don't want to push it, so I'll see you at the next stop. So, and then obviously they started moving. As well, at that point, at mile 13, there's like a cross, so you're running there and then like you've got people coming back that way. So we were seeing like the sub like sub 3:15s running past the other way, and I was like, I wish that was me. I wish I was running to the end right now like you guys are, because they were like mile 22, and at that point I was like, fine, like I didn't care, like I was having a great time, enjoying the run, thinking, how is it this easy? Like I did not expect it to be this easy. Let me tell you, didn't end up being easy in the end. Anyway, then you start running towards Canary Wharf, and I found this bit a bit boring, like, because you've got all the crowds like Cutty Sark Tower Bridge, and then Canary Wharf is a bit like dead compared. Like there's still crowds, but it's not as like amazing, and I sort of forgot about that little bit. Like I can't really remember much from it. I just remember prioritising water at that point. I took water from every station, even if it was a sip or not, like just a sip or a full bottle. I took water all the time, but I didn't take any gels or electrolytes because I just haven't tried them before and wasn't risking that on the day. But anyway, running around Canary Wharf, I was told as well that your GPS drops out while you're there because of the high risers, and my watch was telling me that I was going faster than what I actually was, like in the end, because I couldn't figure it out, and then I ended up being over at that point. I think I was like 0.3 miles over what I actually was running. So say I got to mile 22 on the marathon, like the sign, I would actually be 22.3 on my watch. That was really off-putting, like, because obviously you are watching it, because I wanted a sub 4, so I was watching my watch quite a lot. I don't know if that's just particular watches. Like I was wearing my Apple Watch. I do really want a Garmin, but I've already spent enough on running stuff at the minute, so I want to take a break from that. But that's the next big purchase. But yeah, Canary Wharf was a bit like, a bit slumped at that point, but still feeling good. I was still feeling like I've got this in me, I've got this in me. And then they say like mile 20, because in your training runs you tend to run 20 to 22 miles like max, and I ran 21. And they say that mile 20 to 26, so that's that 10k, because it's 26.2, is like an extra marathon in itself. Like it feels really hard, but I felt fine up until about 22 miles, and my legs were starting to ache then. Mentally I was still in it, like obviously, like I knew, I was telling myself, you've trained for this, like you can do it, like your legs are hurting but you'll push through, blah blah blah, which helped me keep my pace. However, my legs were just like struggling, like my hamstrings, my calves, quads, it was just heavy. And at that point I really wanted to see everyone, because obviously I didn't stop the first time. I really wanted to give everyone a hug. And then I was running down the right of the track, of the road, like towards the rails, thinking this is where they were for Callum last year, so this is where they'll be. So I'm looking, I'm slowing down so I can think, like look and like analyse. But anyway, I didn't see them, and I was like, I was so upset. I really wanted that. So I rang them. I tried to ring Callum, like got my phone out, but obviously the signal's a bit crap because there's so many people. And as I got my phone out, I heard Lucy, Lucy, and I was like, oh no. And I turned round and they were on the left side, and they were like, I'd already ran past, and if I turned back to go and like give them all a hug, I'd like interrupt people's run, and it's just anxiety. No, I couldn't do that. And I was like turned round, it was like slow motion. I was like, oh no, and like waved and blew him a kiss, and then I started crying because I really wanted to see them. And then, but as I got my phone out, my friend Chloe texted to say, I'm at mile 24 on your left. And I was like, thank God I've just looked at my phone, because I wouldn't have seen that, because my watch wasn't coming through with text. So then I knew to run on the left. And then at mile 24, my legs were really like hurting, and I was literally, I wanted to cry because it was so sore. And like, as I touched her hand, I was like, I can do this. Like it was just like a little boost. But that mile 24 to the end, so difficult. Like you think you can do a sprint finish. No chance in hell from me that day, nuh-uh. So then for the end bit, so mile 25 is like you're running towards the Mall, and you can see Parliaments and Big Ben, like you run past Big Ben and stuff. There's crowds of people, everyone is screaming, everyone's shouting, there's confetti everywhere, the amount of noise is obscene. And at that point, because I was struggling in terms of my legs and I was in pain, my ears were getting so irritated, like I was just getting a bit overstimulated at that point. And hearing everyone like shouting and saying, Lucy, come on, you can do it. Like, I didn't want that, didn't want it anymore. I was just so overstimulated and overwhelmed. I just wanted to get to the finish line at that point. Like I wasn't enjoying it then. Like that was the first part where I was like, oh, I'm not enjoying this. And but as I said, I was like, I've kept a consistent pace throughout. I was like, I need to keep this pace up. And I knew at that point that I wasn't going to get a sub 4, I think. Like I worked it out in my head and I was like, you might get sub 4:05, but you won't get sub 4. Anyway, and then I ran towards the mile, ran past Big Ben, and the road to Buckingham Palace, like, because you come in from the side and then Buckingham Palace is on your left, and then you go round down to like down the mile. That is like a marathon in itself. The longest stretch of road I've ever felt like that I've run on ever, even though it's like, it was about half a mile left. I was like, God, it was 800 metres left. I remember seeing the sign and it felt like forever. There was a bloke next to me running in barefoot because of his blisters. People are shouting, saying, it's round the corner. And I was literally thinking at that point, like, I need to get there. And as I got to Buckingham Palace, I literally looked at it for, yeah. Like there was no emotional part of me there. Like usually you look at landmarks and you're like, oh my God, this is my country sort of thing. Looked at Buckingham Palace and I was like, really don't care that you're there right now. Like, cheers, just another building. And then I just carried on. And then you see the finish line. And I thought I was sprinting. Like, I was literally running, like, thinking and I overtook so many people on that bit because I just wanted to get to that finish. And obviously I saw my watch tick over 4, like, just as I was going past 800 metres to go. And I ended up obviously getting 4:03:08, which it's my first marathon. I'm happy with that. I wanted a sub 4, 3 minutes over. I'm happy. And then I looked at my paces afterwards, and it was so consistent. Like I couldn't have done it any better. Like the whole race I was running like average 9:16 miles, and I think one went down. I think my fastest like split at one, like, because they do the splits like not per every mile, it's like per every 5k. And I was keeping 9:16, it might be 9:15, 9:18, like it was so consistent. And so if it was that I was really quick in the beginning and I slowed at the end, which meant that that's the reason I didn't get my sub 4, I'd been like, oh, you shouldn't have gone with that quick start. But no, I was happy. I wanted negative splits and I did run a little bit quicker on average at the end. So I'm happy with that. But yeah, it was incredible. And then obviously the finish. So then you cross the finish line and I didn't stop the whole way. I didn't stop running once. So I didn't stop to stretch or anything. So as soon as I crossed that finish line, like the relief, I was like, oh my God, thank goodness. And then because you stop, your legs just don't know what to do. And my knee just like went and my legs just went like jelly. Because they still wanted to run. It was like automated. And at that point I was like ready to cry. And then you go through and you get your medal. I put my medal on and I've probably like posted the video like so many times, but then I just start crying. And I rang my mum and I was like, I've done it. Like I was crying because my mum couldn't be there that day. And I was literally like in tears and she's like, are you okay? And I was like, no, I'm hurting so bad, but I'm so happy. Like everyone's just ecstatic. Everyone's like hugging each other. And then obviously you get your little capes to keep you warm and stuff. And then all I wanted was to see Callum at that point, but they couldn't get to me quick enough because the tubes are ram-packed. Like obviously they were at mile 22 to 23 and then they've only got like, I think I did it in 40 minutes, I don't know, to the end. So they've got 40 minutes to get from there to the end. But obviously the tubes are so busy, they're holding people up, like they're stopping people from going through, they're putting them through in waves. So it wasn't for like another half an hour that I saw anybody. So I sat down and there was like another group, like obviously there was a family there like celebrating like one of their this man, must have been their son or something, I don't know, running it, and they were chatting to me, like saying well done and stuff, and they sort of like adopted me for a bit. And then obviously I was like, oh, I'm gonna walk on and see if I can find them. And then I saw Callum's auntie and uncle and cousin first, and his auntie and uncle have done like loads of marathons, so they give me a hug, and I was like, felt really like proud, because obviously they like do marathons all the time, so I was like, I'm part of your group now. And then obviously Callum got here with all my family and all my friends, and I just gave him a hug and started crying because I was just so happy. Like, and at that point I've sort of like started to settle down, like my tummy had settled a bit, and I said to my dad before, I was like, please can you bring me a beer to the end? And if they were near the end, I wouldn't have been able to drink the beer. But I said to myself, I was like, you're gonna drink it. And then when they got there, because my stomach had settled a bit, I was like, give me that beer. And I was just like ready to have it. And all my friends were there, and I just hugging everyone, and it was quite emotional. It was really good. It was really nice, like, to see that the support and stuff. But yeah, that's it. One thing I found really difficult was nutrition. So obviously you have your gels and your sweets and stuff. So I didn't take any sweets off anybody around the track. But I took 6 gels, and I took 2 packs of Clif Blocks. And I planned my gels every 4 miles, and then I had a Clif Block every 3. So I was like doubling up sort of thing. But then towards the end I stopped taking my Clif Blocks because I just didn't want them. I focused on the gels instead. But I took my last gel at 24, and my stomach was so full, like the bottom of my stomach just felt really heavy, and honestly I wanted to be sick taking that gel. I was literally like, I don't even want this, but I need it. Because if like there are 100 calories per gel, right? And they're like, I don't even know, 40 odd grams of carbs in a gel. Like, that's 600 calories while I'm running, and so much carbs. My stomach is literally like gurgling and saying like, stop having that now, please stop. But yeah, that's what I found hard. Like, to begin with, it's all right, and then I didn't take the blocks. I had 6 left in my, so actually maybe I did take one every 3 miles, because I had 6. I'd eaten 6 and left 6, but I didn't. Oh, and I had a salt sachet at one point because I thought I had cramp, but it wasn't cramp. I don't know what it was. It was just pain. It was just ache. But I thought, I'll take some salt, see if it'll get rid of it, and it didn't, so it wasn't cramp. But it was actually kind of nice. And then one of the most disgusting things I did, Callum's uncle told me to do this. So I already had my salt, and then later on, so I was still thinking maybe it is cramp, I don't know. And he said to me, if you like, obviously your skin is salty because of the sweat, if you just go like this and lick your fingers, like, you'll get the salt off you to like help you with cramp. And then at this point I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to do that. I've already taken my salt, so I was literally like this and that. And as soon as I did it, I was like, that is disgusting. Like, I've literally just done that. But it was salty. It was very salty. And it's my own sweat. But that is disgusting, isn't it? Don't know why I'm sharing this. But we're given realistic expectations. So there we go. Anyway, battery's dying, and it literally just died on me. So I'm going to say thanks for watching the vlog, and see you in the next one. Hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for coming along with me on my journey of the London Marathon.